Good afternoon. It is Friday, the 27th of December, 2024. I almost said 14 then. I literally just lost 10 years. 2024. It's 4 p.m. here in the UK. Welcome to the channel The Fifth Guardian. I'm your host, Tony Hunt, where today I am player of games. But as usual, apart from that one time, it's not my story. It's not your story. Today's story is competing in the Le Mans Ford event in Real Racing 3 Update 13. So let's get going because it might be a long one. It looks like there are 7 stages to this particular event. I tried to put into the chat, hopefully it worked, the links to what we're doing today. So basically, I've put a link in for the Le Mans Flashback event. So there's all details about each of the stages, and also a link for the car that we're using and the upgrades available. Now, quite often, as always, almost always for me, this is a flashback event. So I do already have the car. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go through it, but I do have some details in terms of breaking it down. In terms of depending on how good you are in the game, realistically, what it's going to cost you. So I've got it broken now down to 0.1% of players in the game, the top 0.1%, the top 1%, and the top 5 to 10%. I'll probably go through it towards the end of the stream because I do sort of think it makes a little bit more context once I've actually gone through the event. This particular event is a recommended PR. So, in other words, if you're good enough, you can actually achieve the event with a PR lower than the recommended. Um, Needless to say, when I did this is a long time ago. I think all that I had turned or turned to a lower setting in regards to the assists was the brake being set to low. Everything else was as is. So it would have been a lot harder for me back then than what it is today. Hence why I think I've got a good take on how much it's going to cost you, depending on where you are in the game. I'm kind of just to give people an indication. I will go through at the end, but if you're in the top 0.1%, 0.1%, 1%, or the 5 to 10%. It's mainly based on the weekly time trials and where you come if you've got a car fully upgraded or the top car fully upgraded. So hopefully that'll give you an idea in terms of cost. I suppose also we should look at is it worthwhile doing? So let me just turn the volume up. Is it worthwhile doing? Right, so I've got the Ford Le Mans selected. So let's just have a quick look in the garage. So first off, the car itself doesn't have an exclusive series, and it's only in one season, the 2016 season. So as you know how I sort of talk about this game, it's all about cost versus reward. So in this particular season, do you already have a car in this season? Yeah, so these are the cars that are available: the Porsche 911 RSR, the Chevrolet Corvette C7R, obviously then the Ford GT Le Mans 2016, and the Ferrari 488 GTE. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is effectively if you don't own this car, the only reward will be potentially what is in the event. And again, that's going to be depend where you are in terms of the particular round. The car is in only one season, so I don't know in terms of yourselves whether or not you've actually already opened that season with another car being won. So you probably do need to bear in mind that this particular car, even if you win it, won't open up a great deal of series. So ideally, you want to win it as cheap as possible, I think is what I will say. Now, as I said, what I'll do is I'll just start racing, and then maybe towards the end, I'll bring up how what I've upgraded and what the cost to me. In fact, I might do that once we're in, just so you've got an idea. So into the event. So it's the 24-hour Le Mans for Ford. Taste victory at Le Mans with the Ford GT Le Mans 7-day event. Now, again, it's a 7-day. So straight away, that should tell you there's 7 stages to this particular event. So it's going to be a long one. Okay, so let's get in. A showdown 50 years in the making. Join the ranks of Ford on the iconic battlefield of Le Mans. Complete all the goals in 7 days for your chance to earn a heap of rewards. Maybe. Let's go in and have a look. So tap to continue. There we go. Stage 1, stepping into the ring. Guess what, champ? 24 hours of Le Mans is right around the corner. While this is exciting, the real news is that you've been chosen to drive one of the new Ford GT race cars. And this is no ordinary Le Mans. This Le Mans is the 50th anniversary of Ford's first win in 1966 when they took the crown from Ferrari and forged a rivalry that stands even today. I wonder if anyone out there has seen the film Ford versus Ferrari. That is a really good film. I thoroughly enjoyed watching that. So I'd recommend seeing that film if you haven't. So you know what that means. That means this beautiful machine, the Ford GT, is going up against the equally amazing Ferrari 488 GTE. Michael, want to take the reins and whip our racer here into shape? Okay, so we're about to begin. So strangely enough, goal 1 is only made of, stage 1 is only made of 3 goals. I'm just going to click enter, and I've only got 3 hours, so I probably need to get cracking. But what I will do now is I'll just share my screen with the notes that I've made in terms of where my car is in terms of being upgraded. So let me just do that. Put it on that screen. I'll just share my notes. Entire screen. There we go. Okay, so I actually have this upgraded to. So there's 7 areas of upgrades. So I've got it upgraded to across the board from engine all the way through to tires and wheels. 4, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2. So overall, that has cost me 2,337,100 gold. Let me just highlight that. 100 R dollars. And in terms of gold, it's cost me 397. So I've literally gone to there. Now I reckon today I probably could have done a lot better. So what I've put in is people that are, I'd sort of like to say, are in the top 1%. In other words, they're in Group A in terms of the weekly time trial, or the top 1%. In other words, they're in Group B. You might be able to get to this one here. Realistically, if you're not in Group A, but basically, people in the equivalent of Group A, they've been able to upgrade the car by just spending R dollars. But what they found is on stage 6, goal 3, they did have to skip this. They couldn't complete that particular stage. Now, I reckon if I was doing this today, I reckon I could do that. So 4 4 1 2 1 2 1. So realistically spending 155 gold. So overall, this is where you're going to fall. Depending on your skill level, I'd suggest the maximum you should be able to get away with is spending 397 gold. Potentially, you might be able to do this and therefore only spend 155 gold. Or if you're top-notch player, you're in the 0.1%, you're typically in Group A in terms of the weekly time trials, you might be able to do this, but it sounds like you might have a problem with goal 3 in stage 6. So that's all I'm going to say right now. Let's just get on and get racing. And in terms of how I've got the car upgraded, which is down here, you'll get an indication about how easy each of those stages are comparatively. I can't say it. Okay, so let's get racing. I just need to stop sharing the screen because it was the whole screen I was sharing. I just want to share the game now. So here we go. There we go. Right, let's go. Let's do some racing. I've talked enough, as always. Right, so goal 1 of 3. The road to Le Mans is challenging, so we're going to start practicing on a track that speaks to both. In other words, Indianapolis. Why don't you jump in the Ford GT and try to win a straightforward cup? So it's a 1 lap special. As you can see there, my PR is 88.2. So these first stages, as a result, should be relatively straightforward. And I just need to win. There we go. So I've got my new screen set up. I always keep forgetting to look at it, so I'll just do that now. Hopefully everybody had a good Christmas. I got a couple of days off. I did have a couple of videos up on the Rider Roller Coasters side. Hopefully people get a chance to watch them because they're pretty good roller coasters on ride footage. But obviously today it's all about racing. Okay, so there we go. So no surprise, first goal, really straightforward. Not too hard at all. Goal 1 complete. A bit warm. Might just turn the heating off actually. Let me just pause that a second. Back in 1 minute. Right, and I'm back. So let's get on. So that's goal 1 completed. I don't see particularly too many problems on the early stages. Goal 2. While the straights of Le Mans are what gives it its unique style, the curves are what separates the rookies from the pros. Win this speed snap around one of the most difficult corners of Indianapolis. Okay, let's see how we get on. 144 miles per hour. All right, okay, nice and easy. Accelerate out the corner. Yep, straightforward enough so far. No surprise. Where are you? There you are. Right. Okay, let's get cracking because it might be a bit of a long one, this one. So that's goal 2 completed. Goal 3. Good work. It looks like you're adapting to the Ford GT nicely. Now we've set up a race, a lap of Indianapolis against some other powerful Fords and Ferraris. Give it your best. So I'm assuming I've got to win again, or win this event. Oh. Okay, keep the mouse off the screen. So how many cars have you got to beat? Quite a few. Quite a few. So I'm going to go down the middle, I think. I reckon I can be at the front before. Yeah, there we go. So maybe not quite at the front. Take my time again. There we go. Already in the lead. As per usual, stage 1, really quite straightforward. And in fairness, most people always find that because you typically end up putting the upgrades on for what you think you're going to spend immediately. So the stages do tend to get harder, but it does mean stage 1's always relatively straightforward. Okay, there we go. Now I'm just going to put those links in again because I don't think they've gone in properly on the YouTube side. So let me just try that again. So I'll do all. Let me just get those updates, that information in. I'll do them one at a time. Okay, there we go. Try again for number 2. There we go. And finally, number 3. Looks like there's a bit of a lag on the YouTube chat at this moment in time. Not to worry. There we go. So they've all gone in now. Right. Okay. So that's stage 1 completed. If I can pin. Oh, what's going on there? I think I can only pin one. Okay. Not to worry, they'll be right at the top. It shouldn't be a problem. Okay, there we go. So that is stage 1 completed. I probably should have put it in the description. I might do that after the stream's finished. And already I've got a reward. Okay, so well done today, but we're just getting started. Tomorrow, Natalia is going to be taking you all around the world to build some hype for the coming race. So get some rest and get ready. Okay, stage 2, assemble the crowd. Can you say road trip? We're heading to Laguna Seca, Catalonia, Suzuka, and Dubai. Ain't no rest for the wicked. Am I right? Okay, so let me come out of there and let me go into the reward section. And already I've got a reward. There we go. So I'm only to tap to claim the M dollars. Now I'm over 3.5 million M dollars, and I'm only 2,000 VP away from a gold prize. And this whole event, let me select it, it's not selecting. There we go. In total, earns me 5,000 VP. And I've only had 250 so far. So definitely will be getting a gold reward on top of whatever gold is earned through this particular event. So not too shabby at all. Okay, so stage 2, assemble the crowd. Goal 1. This time there are 4 goals. First stop is Laguna Seca, a track famous for being the debut point for many cars. I thought an autocross would be fitting to show off the Ford GT's superior acceleration compared to the Ferrari 488 GTE. Recommended PR is 77.9, and I've got the car at 88.2. So let's have a look. 27 seconds I've got to do it in. Really lost it a bit there. Okay. So that wasn't brilliant, but I still managed to do it. 26 seconds. Good enough to get first. Okay, what's next? Nice work out there. I've been chosen to drive a Chevrolet Corvette C7.R in Le Mans, so we're going to be rivals once again. Also, look out for Magnus. I've heard he's going to be driving a Ferrari 488 GTE. Okay, so goal 2. Wow, Zoe's on board too, and even Magnus. That'll make things a bit tougher, but more exciting as we make our way to Catalonia. Show them what you've got by overtaking 9 times during this 8 racer cup, and then win. All right. So get to first, and then slow down and overtake twice. Straightforward enough. Change the plan. I thought it'd be easier to drop back a couple. There we go. So if I get to first now, I've overtaken 9 opponents. There we are, already in second. One more to do. And I believe I've got 2 laps to do this in, so It was very expensive going all the way to Laguna Seca just to do an autocross, though. Okay, so I'm in first. I've done my 9 overtakes, and I'm at least 50 yards ahead of second. But I do have another lap to do. Make that 100 yards ahead of second. Sorry, 200 yards. Okay, there we go. So I'm still ahead, albeit with not so good driving. Oh, almost off the track there. 300 odd yards ahead of second, though, so still relatively straightforward at this point. All right, there we go. So, another first, another goal achieved, 2 more goals left at this stage. Service the car, it's free and it's instant, not a problem at all. Skip video for the moment. Oh, here he is, Magnus. You're showing off. A Ferrari hasn't beaten a Ford at Le Mans since 1966. That is until now. I intend to snatch it from your hands. Stay out of my way. Boy, he's a handful. Anyway, we're headed to Suzuka for a speed record. The 488 GTE has a higher top speed than you, so pull out all the stops. Okay, 280 miles per hour. Now, he said pull out all the stops, so, and there's no time limit. So we'll do my usual trick of heading way back from the start line to give me a boost, a real big boost, because the fastest part, oh, it's the whole track. Oh, maybe not then. I take it all back. Nevertheless, I've still got first position. Alexander Hikiforov enters the chat on the YouTube side and says, hello, Tony. Hello, Alexander. Welcome along. Glad you could join. Thanks for putting hello in the chat. Welcome back. I'm afraid you've got me today, though. You haven't got Father Christmas anymore. Well, I think I would have won that anyway, but it's always good just to make sure. And that I did. So that's goal 3 of 4 completed. So goal 4. All right, now our last event, a drag race at Dubai. Oh, that's easy then. Give it your all and let's hear that crowd roar. Oh, look, a poet. All right, let's give it a go. I still find the drag race a bit weird when I'm only using the iPad as a controller. Okay, well, I've at least got second. This is for first. There we go, first. Nice and straightforward. So that is stage 2 completed. Just 5 more stages to go. There we go. I cannot imagine I'll get to the gold reward this time round. No. Yeah. I reckon I've got to complete stages 3 and 4 before I get that reward. Notice as well, I haven't won any gold yet. Okay, so stage 3 is training day. Whilst you were gallivanting around the world, I was hard at work watching you. Yeah. Or rather, watching the competition. The Ferrari 488 GTE is fantastic, but there's nothing you can't beat with a little magic from me. Boy, that guy's cocky. Okay, so stage 3, there's 4 goals. So goal 1 is Le Mans is about innovation matched with competition. The highest top speed is LMP1 territory. But let's see if we can't reach for the stars. Win this cup whilst conserving your fuel and win it within 110 seconds. Alrighty. So PR recommendation is 78.8 and I am at 88.2. So almost 10 PR ahead of the recommended. So I wouldn't expect a problem here. Am I actually racing against someone? No. I've just got to get round. 110 seconds, I think it said. So 1 minute, 50 seconds. Let's see how we get on. So I've got a minute from here. Yeah, this is going to be relatively straightforward. So I completed that a good 13 seconds left in the tank. Right. So that's goal 1 completed. Goal 2. I managed to get some data on the Ferrari 488 GTE. Don't ask how I got it. I'm just amazing like that. Anyway, looks like our handling could use some work. So try out this autocross without skidding. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, it's the long one as well. Ugh. Ooh. I've forgotten what I've got to do it in. I think it was like 48 seconds. Oh. 49 seconds. There we go. Okay, 2 seconds ahead that time with my PR at 88.2. Car needs servicing. I managed to put the... Oh, no, I ain't. There we go, that's better. Right, okay. So, goal 3 of 4. At Le Mans, things go wrong. That's it. That's the sentence. At Le Mans, things go wrong. But you've just got to get back out there as quickly as possible. You don't... Stop it, Tony. Stop it. Just leave it alone. To practice, win this elimination, but when each racer is eliminated, be no better than second last place. Got it? Be in second to last place all the way through to winning. Yeah. Remain one place ahead. So in other words, I mean, that's easy enough. You basically got to stay on the tail. So I'm in third, but I've got to stay on the tail of second. Oh, that's not easy when... There we go. Okay. Now up to second. Easy enough. Now into first. There we go. Obviously, this is easier for me because I've got a car that's fairly well upgraded. But again, I still think it gives you an indication that possibly a lot of you out there can do it at a much lower upgraded specification. And that's good because that'll just save you gold. And that's what we want in this game. Spend as little gold as possible. And obviously, because I've already got the car, my expectation is I won't be spending any gold. I am intrigued, though, by stage 6 goal free as to whether or not I can actually get past that, because I can't remember if I did get past it the time before. Well, let's find out. Okay, so goal 4 of 4 in stage 3. Last test I want to do is on tyre wear. Your car's going to take a beating at Le Mans. It's sort of the point of the 24-hour event. So win this event as you warm up your tyres and increase the grip to 100%. It's 3 laps. It's a bit of a race. We're getting serious. All right, I'll get my serious face on then. 22 cars by the looks of it. I'll just stay out of the way. It might be a little bit harder on this first corner though. I might slow down just a little bit. There we go. I just need to win, so that's what I'll just focus on that. Oops. There we go. I'm in first already. So it does look as if stage 3 is relatively straightforward. Just a bit long. Oh dear. Lost it there. Oh, and again. But I am still in the lead. Coming into the end of lap 1. And I'm in the lead by 300 or so yards. My tyres are up to 100%, so it's just a case of finishing the next 2 laps. Okay. We're doing all right up to this point. Almost halfway through the event. Oh, again at that corner. It's a good job there's no rules on damage to the car. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Don't lend me your car. But that being said, I am over 1,000 yards ahead of second. So the victory should be relatively straightforward. Okay, final lap. Oh, oh, that was a bit messy. There we go. 2,000 yards ahead of second. So that gives you some indication of how stages 1 to 3 are relatively straightforward. There we go. Car does need servicing, but as it's free and instant, it's not a big issue. Stage 3 completed. Only 500 VP again. So I'll need another 1,000 VP until I get that gold reward. So it might be a case stage 4 is only 500 VP again. So it might not be until the end of stage 5 that I get that reward. So stage 4, innovation. Good to see you, sport. We're here at Spa to practice endurance driving. I used to race endurance events. Whilst it's been a while, the experience is still with me. Now it's time to pass it on to you. As an added treat, I've brought along some Le Mans prototypes from 2015. Specialty cars built for endurance racing. I figure driving them will get to the heart of Le Mans, innovation and reliability. So stage 4 is 4 goals, and this is goal 1. Oof. First, the Porsche 919 Hybrid. The 24 hours of Le Mans demands you master acceleration. As such, I want you to win this event whilst dropping down and hitting 125 miles per hour 10 times during the race. Now, this is interesting because I think it's actually going to lend me that car. I do remember seeing in the notes there's a number of cars that you end up racing. So, again, this is another thing to bear in mind when you're completing or attempting to complete this series. If you don't have these cars, they'll be lent to you, but it does mean they'll have no upgrade applied to them. So I have this car, and I've got it fully upgraded. So I should blow this out of the water. What have I got to do? Win this event while hitting 125 miles per hour 10 times during the race. Okie dokie. Let's see what we can do. Well, that's 1. That's 2. 3. 4. I probably need to put my foot down because he's catching me up a bit. So I'm not worried about doing any more until the next set of corners. 5, 6, 7, trucks off the track. 8. Still 8. Oh dear. 9. So the car is so fast it can actually go around the corners quicker than 125. There we go. I've got my 10. So that's just something to bear in mind. The car is so fast. But that was relatively straightforward, to be fair. And if you get into that corner at 9, you will get your 10th in this straight. So there we go. Goal 1 completed. Okay, what's next? Okay, goal 2. Next, we have the Audi R18 e-tron Quattro. This car handles like a dream. Natalia's talked me into making this a demonstration. Drive the opposite way around the track and cross the finish line before your opponents. I almost expect Ahmed to be saying that. So again, I've got that car. It shouldn't be too much of a problem, I think. This is how you see how bad a driver I am. Oh, see what I mean? Almost. I've got to watch out for it. Now, I think I'm ahead of schedule. Oh, gosh. Whoa. Where am I going? That way. Oh, dear. Oh. Oh, I think I've won this quite easily. There you go. Just. But just is good enough. There we go. So those things always annoy me, those backward ones. But yeah, there we go. Wasn't too ugly. Just a little bit ugly. So that's a first. I don't know how that was an exhibition though, when you ended up smashing into the other car, because as soon as you pass the finish line, it auto corrects and tries to get you the right way, resulting in you smashing into the other cars. There you go. Okay, so that's goal 2 completed. Goal 3. Lastly, you'll drive the Nissan GTR LM. which can reach incredible speeds. Demonstrate this by setting the fastest lap time. Okay, it looks like the old AirPlay plays up. I am still technically in test mode with this, unfortunately. Let me just restart that. Hopefully, it will be okay when it restarts. Let's put the fun and games. I can go back to the old one if it has a few more problems. I don't think I'll be using this longer term, to be fair. We'll see. We shall see. Okay, there we go. So we're back. No, we're not. I can hear the echoing already. Fine. I'll drop that off screen. I'm going to go back to the old AirPlayer because that one's absolutely rubbish. I don't know why it does it. Let me just exit it. There we go. Let's start the other one up. These things are sent to testers. Let's get that on screen. Let's share that screen. There we go. I should just carry on using this. It's so much more reliable, even though the graphics isn't as good. It never has the sort of problems. Occasionally, it does get jittery, but oh well. Right, where am I going? I am going back to 24-hour Le Mans. We are at stage 4, goal 3. So, lastly, you'll drive the Nissan GTR LM, which can reach incredible speeds. Demonstrate this by setting the fastest lap time. Okay, let's give this a go. Let's give this a go. Interestingly, it's louder. So they've only got one of each. So I'll quickly overtake into first. And if I do, I've got the fastest lap, I guess. Seems like it's only one lap. Look at that. I am 300 yards ahead of second. I probably didn't need to brake, you know. Yes, I did. Tell you what, the grip on this car is amazing. So I think I might have done this. Again, to be fair, I own this car. So the problem that you may have is if you don't own the car, these 3 cars. What I will say, though, is the first level for these cars are dollars. So there's a way of improving these cars if you don't own them, just to get you past this. But I would imagine these cars have been set in the challenge so that you can A, compete, and B, win with the cars having 0 upgrades applied to them. And I think that's probably why I'm winning them so easily. I own the cars. The Porsche was the only one I have at 100%, but the other 2 cars I do own. So even if you don't own the cars, you should still be able to achieve that. And if you're struggling, you should at least be able to apply an upgrade to level 1 across the board, or maybe just to the engine, the drivetrain, the exhaust, and the tyres and wheels, and that should be enough to get you into a victory position with these cars. Right, so that car needs servicing. Let's hope I don't need to use that car again. What's the betting I do? Okay, there we go. Whew. Now take everything you've learned and apply it to the Ford GT. What does that even mean? Seriously? What does that even mean? You need to win this endurance event, achieving an average speed of 117.5 miles per hour. Okay, so it's endurance. So the hardest bit here is you've got to be well ahead so that when you run out, apply the brakes hard so you keep the miles per hour very high. In fact, I'm not even going to bother slowing down when I'm at 80 seconds on the clock. I'm just going to go as fast as I can. Because I think I need to be well above this so that when the endurance race ends, you can brake quickly, which will slow down your average miles per hour. I'm just not slowing down. Got all these cars I'm passing though. I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, this particular track, I think it's at almost 4 miles long anyway, so you've only got to get round 1.5 times. So I don't think it's a big deal. But what is a big deal is your miles per hour, keeping that above the 118, specifically when this race ends. So I'm literally going to apply the brakes very quickly just to bring me to a halt very quickly. So there we go. That's first lap done, 4 and a bit miles done. I've only got half a lap to do, so I'll just carry on going at this speed. Ayako Yokota has entered the YouTube chat and says, "Hi, Mr. Tony. How are you doing?" I am doing very well, thank you very much. Welcome along. Thanks for joining us. Good to hear from you again. I hope you've had a good Christmas and are having a very good day. Okay, so there we go. So I'm in second. So there we are. I've got first. But look at the time. So the key now is just to go as fast as I can for as long as I can. Now, the only thing I'm a bit worried about is there seems to be a lot of cars around. So I might be going for quite a bit. Again, the handling on this car is pretty good. Win with an average of 117.5 miles per hour. Oh. Okay, there we go. Third lap, 70 seconds left on the clock. I am literally just going as fast as I can. Oh. So I'm just keeping an eye on the time because I've only got 3 hours to do this in terms of free servicing. So I think I've only had about an hour, so I think I'm okay. And I suspect this will equate to being at least halfway there. But obviously it probably gets harder from now on in. Although not at this moment in time. There we go. Saw the opportunity with 3 seconds left and approaching the start line to quickly stop, and knowing that I had enough time to stop very quickly, keep that miles per hour average up high, and get first in terms of the distance travelled. So that was that felt pretty lucky there, I think. There we go. So that's another first. So I think that's goal 3 or 4 done on stage 4. Let's have a look. 750 VP. That is, I think, just short of getting the gold reward. Never mind. But it does mean when I complete stage 5, I will definitely get a gold reward. Speaking of stage 5, Le Mans begins. And we're here. Welcome to La Sarthe. Or is it Sate? Sate? Who knows? Welcome to Le Mans. This is a huge event, so I'll be covering the media angle the whole way through and making sure it goes off without a hitch. I've got your back. Well, there's a hitch. With my skills, you're sure to have the smoothest ride out there. When you get into the pit, I'll get your oil changed, your brake pads replaced, and you'll be driving again in no time. But remember, this is an endurance event, so you'll be swapping in and out with your co-driver pretty regularly. We'll do our best to make sure you're in top form when it's your shift. Stage 5, 5 goals. My word, this is going to be a long one. So I'm probably not even halfway there. Well, I probably am. So let's do 15. Let's say each goal, each stage now is 5. So 15. Let's say 15 at the very least. 4, 4, 4, 3. Yeah, it's about halfway now then, isn't it? So what time are we at? 1 hour, 16 minutes. Okay. Right. So goal 1 of 5. However, looks like we're a little early. Le Mans kicks off around 4 p.m. and the sun's still coming up. Let's do a quick practice around the track. Finish this time trial within 3 minutes, 15 seconds to prepare. Recommended PR 82. Oh, it's going to use one of my. So that means I've got to keep it clean. Okie dokie. No going off track, no crashing the car. Let's see how we get on. Oh. What was going off track then? So if memory serves me right, the LMPs can do it in about 2 minutes 40, 2 minutes 45. So this car, if it's got 3 minutes 15, I think we'll be okay. Then again, I could be completely wrong. I reckon I'm about 10 seconds behind the LMP at this stage. So I think this is the key area here, making sure a braking time, not going off track. You brake just a little bit too early there. Yeah, oh well. Okay, there we go. I should be okay, but I was a bit slow there. I've still got 15 seconds. This shouldn't be a big problem. There we go. Yeah, that wasn't the best lap, but it was good enough. That being said, it's still saying that's a personal best for me. Car needs servicing. So that's goal 1 on stage 5 completed. Le Mans is a rolling start, but it wasn't always the case. In 66, when Ford first took the trophy from Ferrari, they had a running start. The drivers ran from one side of the track to their cars. That's not dangerous at all, is it, really? Oh, it's a lot safer now, yeah. with pole position determined by a qualifying stage. Unfortunately, we're trailing the pack, but that's never stood in the way of victory before. So make your way from 37th to 26th place. Okay. Finish at least 26. Ugh. There's a lot of cars on track. Okay, there we go. Everything else is a bonus. In at least. Good. So again, this is relatively straightforward, I think. Oops. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, so I'm clearly within the target place. So 6 laps ahead than what 6 positions ahead than what I need to be. So relatively straightforward. And I haven't, even though I've banged a few cars, I haven't really been particularly reckless. Hopefully get these two at this corner. That was a little bit aggressive by that Porsche there. Into 17th. Ten positions are higher than what I need to finish. I even get a few more. Not the way they're driving though, they're quite aggressive. There we go. So that's goal 2 on stage 5 completed. All right. Goal 3. First time around Le Mans is to get the feel of it, the feel of it. Oh boy. Now that you have it, make sure you're giving yourself the best chance out there. You've made it this far, so get to at least 16th place. Already done it. Without skidding more than once. Okie dokie. What's the betting on starting 26? Right, there we go. It's not neat and it's not pretty, but it's achieving the goal. Oh, and that was my skid. Oh dear. I've got my position, so I just need to be careful now. Okay, there we go. '13th place and looking for some. Hopefully not for me. Few positions ahead of what I need to be. Let me just make sure it just says that at least. Finish in at least 16th. Okay. So up to this point, not too bad. Might just hang here just to make sure I complete. Oh gosh, I've got another lap to do after this. Blimey. Oh. Okay, there we go. At least 10th. I've just got to make sure I don't skid. So that is 9th place. One more lap to go. Do not skid. Do not mess this up. Okay, there we go. Into 8th. on the tail of Magnus. Careful. We don't want to skid. Oh, look at that, into 7th. Let's see if we can stay ahead of Magnus. Just like to be making sure that corner. Quite often I skid there. There we go. Be ashamed to lose it all now. Taking my time, really. Okay, there we go. A little bit slower that time. Would not have done it in 3 minutes 15 that last lap. But nevertheless, that is another goal achieved. So let's have a look. There we go. Goal 3 completed. So goal 4. The engine seems to be malfunctioning. Eric will need to look at it, but till then, try to make it into at least 9th place, but don't go over 193 miles per hour or you'll stress the engine. Ugh, I hate these ones. 193. Got to finish 9th. Where am I starting? Right, I think the key is to get into 9th before the straights. There we go. 193 miles per hour. Okay, there we go. So I just need to make sure I don't go over 193. Oh. Oh. Okay. Everything's okay. I've just had a monitor go off, which unfortunately turns off the audio. So just give me one moment. Doesn't normally happen, but does occasionally happen. That's back on. That's on there. We should be back. Let's not forget what we're trying to do. 193 miles per hour. Don't go over it. And even if we get overtaken, that's fine. Okay. There we go. Still in 7th. Just say I can finish at least 9th. So I've got 2 places, but I can't go over 100, 193, 193. Well, I've made it this far, and I'm still in 7th. Okay, there we go. There we go. 7th should mean goal completed. Indeed it does. That's not bad. But they are getting a bit harder now. I can see why I upgraded as much as I did. But you see, again, with these sort of, it's interesting though, with these sort of things, if you don't complete it, normally all it takes is to do the old start race, pause, quit, retry, and do that up to 10 times, and all of a sudden, all the opponents are slower. It's a rubbish way, I think, of dealing with such a problem. I've never liked it, but that's how you can get around that. Right, so stage 5, goal 5. Eric's patting himself on the back for a job well done. Was it not his engine? I guess that means it's fixed. Oh, right, okay. He's patting himself for fixing a problem that was probably his cause in the first place. Right, you'll need to catch up anyway. Finish in at least 7th, placing with an average speed of 154.8 miles per hour. And it's 2 laps. Boy, do I find Le Mans boring. At least this is a little bit more interesting. Right, okay, where am I starting? Well, I don't think I'm starting that badly. 9th. Let's just bomb on then. And you're getting to 154 is going to be a bit hard, I think, miles per hour per average. Oh, almost lost it there. Now then, I wonder if this is the event where you can't win it because you've got LMPs ahead. Not sure. Can't remember. Okay, so I've got above the average required. It's a case of trying to keep it there. That's going to be easier said than done. Finish at least 7th. Okay. So again, up to this point, I've achieved all that I need to achieve. Unfortunately, I've got another lap to do. So if I can get to the finish line on this lap, still being above the average, then I think we're all good. Oh, no, we're not. Lost it. Might be okay still. Again, there's a couple of sneaky things you can do on this lap if you're struggling, like just cutting off those chicanes. But I don't think I need to, so I'm not going to. I'm just ahead of the average required. Oh, and now I've just dropped below. Okay, so at least this time I am quite a bit above. With it being the second lap, the average means that it'd be a lot harder to drop below 154.8, I reckon. But I don't want to mess up those corners again. So I'm coming up to 1 hour 40 minutes of racing, and this is potentially the completion of stage 5. So I'm 4 miles per hour above the average required. So at least some good news here is if I do achieve this, I was really close to losing it there, I should get a gold bonus from the VP rewards. And I think it's 45 gold, which is okay. Right, so don't slide this time. Brake just a little bit early. There you go, that's better. Okay, there we go. Finishing at least 7th. Well, yeah. I might finish high if I hadn't have slid on the first lap, but that's okay. Oh my word, I'm catching the LMPs up. That's incredible. I'm sure that's as high as I can go. All right. Service the car. Stage 5 completed. $750 VP. Therefore, I get the 45 gold reward. I shall be collecting that in a minute. So, that's the end of stage 5. It seems you've made it to where the real races are. I thought you'd stay with the GT AM class where you belong, but I guess not. Shame you need to switch drivers. When you get back, I shall defeat you. Stage 6. Things go crash in the night. Oh dear. You've missed quite a bit, but do not worry. There's still time to see me win. Don't listen to him. You're still in this race, and we're nearly halfway through. Oh gosh, really? Many others can't say the same. We might be rivals, but I want to see you finish. Even if I do not want to win. Even if I do want to win. Again, stage 6, 5 goals. Let's just come out. I'm just going to turn that down just a fraction, I think. It's just a little bit. No, it's not. It's fine. Right, into the rewards. Moving all the way across. To me gold. Hello, gold. Oof. Ooh. Do you know what? Ooh. We'll not be greedy. We'll just take this for today. But I'll tell you now, I'll be getting the 75 gold probably tomorrow if I complete this event today. Right, so back into there. So up to 186 gold. Thank you very much. I shall take that. Very happy with that. Right, so goal 1. The swap over was a little rushed, and I'm afraid we've miscalculated. We want to get as much out of this stint as possible, so try to conserve your fuel. But don't let that get in your way. Ha! You wouldn't want to drop below 12th place at this point. Blinking egg. Finish in at least 12. So again, if you guys are struggling on this, my view is this is dependent on the other drivers going slower. So if you do struggle, do the old pause, quit, retry, and do it 10 times. All the drivers will just slow down and it make it easier for you. So this is stage 6, goal 1. And where do I have to finish? At least 12. Oh, I'm in 9th. I mean, I don't know. I've only got the one lap, so I don't know if I'm going to run out. But let's see what happens. I can lift and coast. That's not a problem. So rather than braking at the end, I probably need to lift off the acceleration a bit early. Like so. I'll do the same again. There we go. So I think, to be fair, it's just about coasting to the corners, I think. Eight units of petrol left. I should be okay. Or 8 units of fuel left, should I say. Okay, again, lift. I don't know why, but I don't quite understand why they're not catching me from behind, but I'm not going to complain. So again, up to this point, I reckon I could, up to this point, achieve with a lower PR. There we go. Well, that was quite easy. Quite surprised by that. In fact, very surprised by that. But there we go. So that's that goal achieved. So now on to goal 2, and apparently it's goal 3, which is the showstopper. So that'll be interesting. Boom. Okay, so there we go. So goal 2. Whilst Le Mans isn't about bragging, it is about pride. Pride's a sin. Henry Ford II entered the Ford GT40 and started this whole rivalry for that reason. Don't let anyone overtake you and don't go off track. Okay. Finish without being overtaken or going off track. Okay. The off track bit is probably harder. Finish without being overtaken. And all of a sudden, I'm in 5th. So I guess if I do want to overtake, I've then got to make sure I keep the place and don't go off track. That was almost a complete disaster. Let's do it again. So I'm in 3rd. I mean, again, I don't have to win, but I'm going to because I feel the need to prove to Magnus how rubbish he is. Or do I do it? Will that backfire? I think that might backfire, so I'm just going to stay behind him. And I'll get him on the next set. There you go. Alrighty. So that's me in first. I can't be overtaken. I've got to stay ahead, and I can't go off track. So probably need to brake just a little bit earlier than normal, just to make absolutely certain in this next section. There we go. Nice and easy. Magnus is still 50 yards behind me. Brake hard into this corner. All right. So obviously coming up next are the little curves where I can easily end up going into the dirt. So I've got to be careful. Again, I probably want to brake a little bit earlier to what I would normally do. Magnus is still 100 yards behind me, so that's fine. Okay. Okay, so up to this point. Okay, now apparently the next goal is the banana skin. So it will be interesting how I get on. I have upgraded, not on this event, but obviously when I did it the first time, I upgraded my car probably a little bit more than what most people would do. And I probably would not have needed to upgrade the car to the level that it is currently at if I was at my driving skill level all the way back then. So it will be interesting to see how I cope with what everyone calls the banana skin in this event. So stage 6, goal 3. We're coming up to the very famous corner, straight even. One of the longest parts of the track. And you know what? We're going to make history. Oh, God. Reach a top speed of 212 miles per hour to set a new GTE Pro top speed record. Right, so the reason why people struggle to do this is because they couldn't get that top speed. So I reckon I'm going to get that top speed quite easily because of how many upgrades I have applied to this car. So 212. Let's see how we get on. So that's 200. Okay. So there you go. So I did it very easily. And I probably had a lot more in there. So again, another indication of I reckon I could achieve this car at a lower upgrade level. I don't think you necessarily need to worry too much about doing it with no gold upgrade, but I think it's relatively acceptable to achieve the winning of this car having spent 155 gold. I don't think that's too bad. And I do think that's achievable for most people. I mean, I've put 1%, but I'm now thinking maybe the top 5% of players in the game based on the time trial groups. So in other words, if you're able to get into Group C, I think in the time trials, you should be able to win this car at around about 155 gold being spent. But what I'll do at the end is I'll bring up all the detail again, and we'll go through. The problem with this car is not so much winning it; it's the fact that what it provides to you potentially. Now, it might be a case that'll be the first car in the one series it's in, but if it's not, you're not going to earn any additional gold back apart from in this event. So you kind of want to make sure you spend as little gold as possible. Right, let's have a look. So goal 4, fantastic work setting that new top speed, but it might have been bad advice on my part. Eric's telling me there is an overheating issue, so keep an eye on your engine and try to finish in at least 10th without going off track. And it's a 2-lap special, so overheating is going to be a problem on those straights. And I've got to finish in at least 10th. And I'm currently 7th. Let's see how we get on. Already I see a big problem. So again, it's lifting and coasting. But I really don't want to be doing. Again, what I'll do on these big long straights is instead of braking, I'll just lift and coast to the chicane. Yeah, I've got this. It would have been harder with less upgrades on, obviously. But I'm holding 7th and I have to finish 10th. And again, it's dependent on the opponent. So it's a pause, quit, retry, pause, quit, retry. The opponents get slower, it becomes easy to achieve. Again, no braking, although sort of slowing down. So I'm actually pulling away from Magnus. So I reckon this is relatively easy to achieve. Let's just stop there. There we go. Now Magnus is on my tail, but that's fine. I think I can't go off track. Yeah, okay. So again, I'm going to take my foot off the throttle and sort of coast around this bit. Magnus is only 30 yards behind me. That's fine. So there you go. I've made it to the end of the lap with my heat lower than what I started, and Magnus is actually behind me as well. So if I can do one lap, I can do 2 laps. And now I'm completely in control of the temperature of the engine now as well. Okay, I can see it ahead, so I'm just going to take... Didn't still need to brake just a little bit, but that's fine. Engine well under control in terms of heat. Okay, I think that's where it is, just there. Again, do the same. Magnus has disappeared out of sight. There he is, just appearing now. Can't see how I'm not going to achieve. Nice and early on the releasing of the throttle. Do a bit of braking just around this corner because I've got to remember I can't go off track. Now this is made for me all so much easier because I have got quite a few upgrades on, but I do reckon it's achievable. With a few less upgrades. Yeah, so again, Magnus is right on my tail, but my engine is nice and cool. No, Magnus, you won't overtake me. There we go. There we go. Not bad at all. I think we've just hit the 2-hour mark as well in terms of racing. And I believe that is stage 6 completed. Oh no. Goal 4 completed. One more goal to complete stage 6. Right, okay. So the issue seems to be with the bodywork. Something's critically wrong. You've still got a little while left to go before you swap over, though. In the meantime, we'll get to work figuring out a solution. Okay, so goal 5. We want you to limp at the end of the lap, going no more than 60 miles per hour when you cross the finish line. So we can get a good look at the chassis, but it's still a race. So get here in under 1 minute 40. So in other words, go as fast as you can and then brake hard. Jeez. Oh, look, all of a sudden the heat isn't a problem on the car. And all of a sudden I'm in 10th. Oh, yeah, of course, because they said make sure you don't drop below 10th, even though I finished 7th. Oh, that's a disaster. Interesting. So I've got to do it in 140. Okay, so I might have just messed that up, but not to worry. We'll just have another go. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. No. Right, all of a sudden, the car is functioning completely different to how it was before. At least that's how it feels. I've noticed they do this in the game. There's something they've got going on in the background where they tweak something up or slow it down. I've seen it where I've raced a car, and all of a sudden it's 2 seconds slower to what it was doing. But let's see. Let's have another go. Yeah, all of a sudden the aggression of the drivers has been turned up as well. But there you go. All part of the fun. There you go. Got round. Now I think I've got plenty of time here, so I don't think I could have done that any closer. Oh, technically I was over 140. But there we go. That was as close as you get. And that was obviously with a car that was upgraded. Although I did slow down. I should have got to the line and then braked really hard. But there we go. I did it. Allegedly. There we go. Completed. So that's 1,000 VP. So I'm only going to get gold when I complete the event. But I do get some R dollars because, I'm just a bit low on R dollars. Right. Okay. So, all right. Get some rest and I'll see you with the sunrise. We'll have this fixed in no time and your co-driver will get in some laps. With dawn, victory comes. Hey, champs, are you ready for the final half of Le Mans? It all ends today. Sorry if I'm bouncing off the walls, but I've just had my morning coffee and I'm jazzed. Okay. You're not the only one who's excited, Natalia. In a little less than 12 hours, everyone will know which racer in the world has the best mechanic. Joking aside, we're definitely in the home stretch now. This has been one brutal Le Mans. Only 26 cars remain on the field. Are you ready to get back into it? Nah, not really. Oh, stage 7, just for a change, one extra goal. There are 6 goals. What a surprise. What a surprise. So, goal 1. We need to make up some time here, so conserve your fuel. You need to make up some time, so you need to conserve your fuel. Also, make sure you don't go off track and wear out those tyres. Okay, try to finish in at least 14th place. Where the hell am I? I'm right at the back. Why am I always right at the back? Finishing at least 14th place without going off track. So I got to overtake 12 cars. Brilliant. Oh. Well, why don't you just end it? I've lost it. That's silly. Here's an example sometimes of when you go back to an old event, it has some silly little issues in it. Now, I'm pretty sure I only need 14 units of fuel to do a lap in, so there shouldn't be a problem. But I do actually have to go some. And I also can't go off track. So I've still got 7 cars to overtake. But fortunately, there's a shed load of cars just up ahead, so I should be okay. Go. Then again, I might not be. In the chat on the YouTube side, Ayaka has put, I like the Ford GT. Yeah, it's not a bad car at all. Now, I hope you realise that I am not coasting because I can't afford to at this moment in time. And that could bite me a little bit later on. But I've still got 5 places to make up. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I'm in a bit of a predicament here, I reckon. Yeah, this is tough all of a sudden. I'm in danger of running out of fuel. Okay, 1 car to overtake. Not much fuel left. Yeah, I think I'm gonna run out of fuel here. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So I'll do the old quit retry. I do it 5 times. That should be enough to slow them down. 316. Let's have a look again. 315. Great. They're getting quicker. So 315 for first. 321 for 6. $316, $321. Let's try again. Let's see if this works. $317. There you go. I'm not that bothered about first, but hopefully that's having an impact down the field as well. 318. Back to 316. Oh dear. In fact, they're getting quicker. Right, let's have another go then. Without going off track. Oh, come on. Get out of my way. Oh, this is ridiculous. So I'm no better, and except for the fact I've literally hit every other car. But why have I hit every other car? Because they are now slower. Oh, God. Well, this was a mistake. Let's see if we can still coast. There you go. Right. I'm there. So I can coast now all the way. Blimey, this is hard. I can now see why I upgraded the car as I did. Okay, I've got a place in hand. Now, what I'm finding is Gage with his American flag as well as Welsh, who's now behind me, I couldn't see ahead very well, and therefore sort of gauge where I needed to coast. But again, this is going to be problematic. Let's coast from there. I'm going to overtake this guy. It's going to be tight. I still think this is doable. I've got a bit more fuel. I probably want to be letting go round about now. Let's leave it there. Let's coast in. Coast in. There we go. That was hard. That was hard. Oh, hello. We've been going for so long. The iPad needs charging, which isn't a big problem because obviously I've got a charger at the ready. I think what I'll do is oh, that's the wrong one. I'll put in my mobile charging unit because that way I can still keep it wherever I want. There we go. Ugh. There we go. Right. Okay. So service the car. I think that's only goal 1 done. So still a long way to go. And we're coming up to 2.5 hours. 2 hours, 20 minutes, let's say. So that's goal 1 completed. And that was a tough goal. But I do think the old pause, quit, retry works. The problem is it does slow the cars down. And you saw there, the problem was slowing the cars down so much that you crash into the back of them. Right, goal 2. We've got some dangerous conditions at the moment. With the dawn comes sunlight directly into your eyes. There's going to be a big crash soon. I can feel it. I don't want to see you collide or go off track. Be careful and finish no worse than 6. Please don't crash, but push as hard as you can. Where am I? 14. Okay. I went off track already. Fine. This is going to be fun. Also, don't crash into any car. Yeah. Oh, come on. Yeah, I do remember now how frustrating this one was. I mean, ultimately, I think I've got 3 laps. I shouldn't really be pushing maybe quite so hard at the beginning because it is virtually impossible to overtake these guys. Just pick them off one by one. Go slow. Stay out of trouble. There you go. That worked. Up into 10th. I only need to overtake these 4 cars in front, and then I'm done. So I can take my time. I think. Right, get alongside this guy so I'm not smashing into him. There you go. Three cars to overtake, 3 laps to do it in. That sounds familiar. They're the sort of odds I like. Nothing else to worry about. Other than obviously going off track and smashing into somebody. Oh, don't. Yeah, what I wanted to do though is just get right on his side, so I'm in a position to overtake him at the next chicane. Okay, there we go. So Magnus is in 6th. It does mean I've got to be clean though on the next 2 laps once I've got Magnus, which is easier said than done. So there is a possibility of running out of servicing. Oh, there you go. I don't need to worry about overtaking him just yet. Happy to stay on his tail. Just got to remember it's got to be clean. There you go. Oh. So I'm letting get away, but I know I can catch him up, so I just don't want to bang into him. See what I mean? Now, maybe, just don't go off track. Maybe I can get him here. Yeah, there we go. Or maybe not. Aha! Right, don't go off track now. Bad time for the airplay to play up. Right, so I'm in the lead, not by much. I say I'm in the lead, I'm in 6th, that's where I need to be. So I just need to push away from Magnus. And obviously that's therefore not happening. Okay, so slowly but surely pulling away from Magnus now, 100 yards ahead. But he has got the faster car, so he is catching me. There we go. I think we're okay now. I think we're okay. Just don't go off track. Don't do anything crazy, but stay ahead. So Magnus is definitely a lot more, the drivers are definitely a lot more aggressive in this stage 6. I'm just making absolute certain, even if that means Magnus catches me up a bit. I've still got another lap to do after this. All right. So I'm 80 yards ahead of Magnus. Taking my time. He's still 50 yards behind me. That's not enough to cause me any grief. Keep him at arm's length. There we go. Don't mess this up. Oh. Now you can see there, I'm taking my time. You see what I mean? I'm not really. I say I'm taking my time. That lap was almost 3:17 when I was doing a lap in 3:12. I think they've slowed this car down. I think that's what the game does sometimes. I might be wrong. It just feels that way. But, you know, we can get our own back because they built in that little silly thing where if you do pause, quit, retry, the opponents slow down. So, again, if I was struggling, that's what I'd be doing. Okay. Chill, because Magnus has disappeared. Slow down. The car definitely feels a lot more out of control as well. Not braking quite as quickly as it was. But I reckon now I can do the coasting thing. I don't think I'm that far ahead of Magnus. And that just makes it a little bit more controlled. There he is. Okay, so I'm far enough ahead of Magnus so that I can carry on doing this method. I just think it's safer. There you go. Last bit of the track. And this is only goal 2. Don't mess this up. Don't mess this up. Magnus is back in view. But I am taking my time to be fair. There we go. 100 yards ahead of Magnus again. Final bit. Don't mess it up on this final bit, for God's sake. There we go. One final corner. Make sure you're in. There we go. And there we go. A 3:18 though. In fairness, I definitely was slow at that time because I was coasting for a start. So there we go. So that's goal 2 completed. Looks like I've got about half an hour left on free servicing. So 4 goals in half an hour to get through. By heck, it's a bit of an event, this one. Bit of an event. Right. Goal 3 of 6. We can't afford to lose any ground here. So make sure you're not overtaken during this lap and that you don't go off track. Okay, so now all of a sudden my PR is below the recommended PR. But I must have achieved this. So hopefully I still can, because I'm not spending any more money. So let's find out. Finish this lap without or going off track. Okay. Okay, I'm in third. But stay there. It just says finish without being overtaken, so probably the wrong thing to do, but it felt the best form of defence is attack. I actually don't know whereabouts on the lap I am. I'm a bit confused at this moment in time. Right, I know where I am. Okay, there we go. So even though I just overtook Magnus, right, let's get this guy behind me. There we go. No, you are not overtaking me. I am staying. And this is why, for anyone wondering, that's why I use that view, the camera with the whole car, because it's a lot easier to defend somebody when they get up right up the rear like that. So apparently I've got another lap to do after this. Blimey, this is hard work. And I can't go off track. Brake. There you go. Can't go off track. Can't be overtaken. Quite a tough one, this one. Oh. Almost lost it there. Okay, I'm 100 yards ahead of Magnus. I can't be overtaken. I'm in first, and I've got another lap to do. It doesn't get any better than this. I was a bit worried I was off track then. I do think some of these corners are very sensitive in terms of what's considered off track and what isn't. Okay, there we go. .300 yards ahead of Magnus. Still ahead of Magnus. Yeah, I think this is all right. I think I've got this sewn up. I wouldn't say I've got it in the bag, but it's looking good. And I'm just going to get my foot off the accelerator and just coast. I just feel it's a little bit easier then around this corner, which can be a bit difficult sometimes, or braking. There we go. And I'm still over 150 yards ahead of Magnus. Made that 200. Okay, so final part of the final lap on, I think it's only goal 3, isn't it? So still a long way to go. Still 200 yards-ish ahead of Magnus. Oh, there you go. There we go. So that's goal 3 completed. This is definitely tough. So as per usual, the last stage is the toughest. This is goal stage 7 as well, isn't it? Yeah. And my fingers are ready to drop off as well. Okay. Goal 3 completed. Oh, I didn't read what he said. Right. You're coming out of the gravel trap, but you can recover quickly from this. Your car will be running weak for a little while until you get it back together. What, did I lose it? It's funny how you always lose it off screen, isn't it, eh? Yeah. Try to get to at least 8th place. I was in first. Try to get to at least 8th place without going off track again. Ooh. Bunch of meanies. Oh, right, okay. So 23 minutes left. Another lap this time. It's going to be touch and go again. We're running out of durability, stroke servicing. What have I got to get to? Finish in at least 8th. Finishing at least 8th. Okay. I got you. I got this, I think. There we go. Oh, whoa. Did you say anything about damage just without going off track? Okay. Yeah, so I think this is okay. If I've got to finish at least 8th, the car from here on in will only get better. Yeah, where are you going? You're not overtaking me. There you go. It does look as if this car's a bit damaged because Zoe's catching me very quickly in a car that is slower than mine. Be one of those things though where all three cars are right behind me. So I could easily finish fifth or easily finish eighth. Although if I finish eighth, that's okay. It's finishing ninth, isn't it? That's the problem. Okay, almost there. Still in fifth. Zoe is catching me again though. I am now going to slow her down. Oh, you see what I mean? They're all there. They are all there. So I've got to finish in eighth, and I am now just in eighth. Well, that was a disaster. Never mind. Let's try that again. I got to quit. So the lesson there is don't look how everyone's right on your tail there. So you drop a place, you drop 10. Let's just service that. Okay. All right, so in fifth again. Strange how I catch Magnus up and then they're all right on my tail. That is a bit weird, but oh, I got smashed off by Magnus there. I do think the strategy is to get in front of Magnus before the start of that lap. Let's try that again. Fortunately, bouncing into somebody is allowed, so take advantage of that. So although Magnus is a little bit ahead of me, I feel like I'm still going to catch him up. There you go. Weird. Get out of my way, Magnus. There you go. If clean tactics don't work, slightly dirty ones are required. Especially as they're allowed in the game, so there you go. All I'm doing is I'm following the rules. Although look how quick Zoe is catching me. Come on. I swear halfway through the lap they all get like this boost. Oh well, that's what we're sent, so that's what we have to deal with. And yet again, she's absolutely flying in terms of catching me up. And I guess the issue is if she's flying, so are the other cars. It is, I guess, all to do with the fact my top speed is 180, not 212 or whatever it was. So that's some significant loss of top speed there. Okay, here we go. So this time I'm not pulling away from her, and this is where they all overtook me, and I ended up in 9th. And then got smashed off the track. So, oh gosh. Okay, that's one by. Let's see if I can stop the others from getting by. While trying to stay on the track at the same time. This is quite hard. Okay, so I'm just about in the mix at the moment. So even though my tyres are warming up, I've lost top speed, so I'm a bit handicapped. Don't go off track. Oh dear, that was close. Okay, I think I've got this. I think it's okay. I think we're almost there. There we go. There we go. So yeah, woo. Stage 7 is a bit of a doozy. My word. So I've got 2 more goals to get done. I'm just going to service it because I just don't know when I'm going to run out. So just get it serviced. That usual trick. Okay, so goal 4 completed. Goal 5. The 3 LMPs are finishing. In 1969, last time Ford won at Le Mans, Jackie Hicks won by 394 feet. At this stage, everything is scarce. Let's see if you can lead the GTE Pros in 4th place without going off track before your fuel runs out. I thought my car was absolutely buggered. Is it perfectly fine now? Lead. And where am I? 8th. Oh, look, my car's fine now. Okay, so 2 laps. Yeah, that seems about right. I have got a coast, though, by the looks of it. There you go, up into fourth. 3 cars, I can see them all ahead. I've got another lap after this, so I can't be under 15 units of fuel going into the last lap. Wait a minute, I'm catching what? In overall 4th place. Okay, I don't need to go any faster then. I'm catching the LMP, so I don't need to overtake them, so I can start properly cruising now. Oh, sorry, coasting. All right. So all of a sudden, there's been 4 really hard goals, and goal 5 feels very straightforward. Although I do need to watch my fuel unit. Oh, no. Almost. Now, I don't want to be under 15. Being at 15 is fine if I can cruise. Coast. There we go. Right. Let's get this done. I'm going to win this. Oh, look. My miles per hour is in the 200s now. Okay, I've definitely got it this time. I'm not going to mess it up. Oh, there you go. Okay, so how many? Right, so I've got 5 units left. I should be okay. Okay, last bit. 2 units left. Let me take my time. It looks like they're catching back markers just to really throw me off. There we go. Hopefully that's a win. There we go. Woo! So stage 7 is actually very tough. I can see why I previously did all the upgrades. Service it anyway. I know just because it's going to run out. It's free. It's about to run out. Why would you not service it? There we go. So that's goal 5 completed. That was stunning. In 1966, Ford first took the Le Mans victory from Ferrari and forever broke their hold over it. What's more amazing is the 1-2-3 finish. I definitely would recommend watching the Ford versus Ferrari film. It's excellent. It really is. Don't know how historically accurate it is, but it is entertaining. With 3 Ford GT40 MK2s taking the victory together. Let's see if we can recreate Ford's iconic win by having 3 Fords finish in the top 3, or you can destroy the competition by leading at least 700 yards. Make sure you don't go off track. Okay. So basically, I've got to finish. Oh, okay. I've got to. Oh, oops, daisy. There we go. So I'm third. The 2 other Fords are ahead. So that's fine. They are proper flying as well. So I'm obviously not going to, get the 700 yards ahead. There's no point. Just stay in third. So here we go. This is the final goal. So Lundy is catching. Oh gosh. Go. My word. I thought my brakes had failed me then. Oh. Okay, so I'm holding on. I'm doing all right. Lundy is 80 yards ahead. He's catching me up, but I think this is okay. Just need Eustace to get his foot down. Got to chill around here just to stay back. There we go. There we go. There we go. Blimey. Over 3 hours. Whew. So there we go. A 3 hour length, this particular event. 7 stages. The free servicing has run out. I'll not service it. It doesn't matter. I just like to make sure that I've definitely won, definitely completed the event. There we go. So what do I get as a reward? 1,250 VP points, apparently some R dollars, because I'm low on R dollars, and 25 gold. Okay, there we go. So, another event completed. I'll just do a quick explanation there on the car, just so people know exactly what I had to. I didn't upgrade, obviously, in this because this is a flashback event, but I have got some information to repeat so people are aware. So, with Dawn, victory comes. You've done it. I can't believe my eyes, but you've done it. Well, she doesn't trust me to achieve, does she, in this game? God. I mean, that's not saying I didn't believe in you. You kind of just did. But this is just incredible. As winner, Dan Gurney first did in 67. We need to spray some champagne around. I don't think so. She's not wrong. That was a great finish. But you know what's better? We get the Ford GT, and I get to tinker to my heart's content. Fantastic work as always. Whilst we are pulled together to win, it wouldn't have been possible without your skill and talent. And you know what? I think the look on Magnus's face makes it all worth it. And there we go. Another flashback event completed. So let me just go through the state of the car. So hopefully, there we go. So it does indeed show. Right. So when I did this event the first time, let me just go into the details. I ended up upgrading the engine to 4, the drivetrain to 4, the body can only go to 2, suspension to 4, exhaust to 2, brakes to 4, tyres to 2. Now, I don't think, in fairness, I would have done all of that if I was doing it today. Specifically, I think suspension and brakes would not have gone above above 1, maybe. So yeah, I think suspension and brakes specifically I probably wouldn't have done. It would have been harder, but I think I could have done it. So just to sort of like explain that in a bit more detail, what is the cost? So let me just share my notes that I made. Okay, there we go. Right. So let's share. There we go. So in terms of how I did it, you can see it there highlighted. I basically had the car at 4424242. Okay, so in total, that's 397 gold that it would have cost. Obviously, I've already got the car, so it didn't cost me anything today. But that's the cost of the car at that level in terms of gold. In terms of our dollars, for some reason it is our dollars, mainly because this part of the game existed before they split it between Road Garage and Motorsports. But the cost in terms of our dollars for the upgrades is 2,337,100. So it is a very expensive car. Now, I do reckon, I don't I might need to adjust these figures to be fair, because I reckon it's a top 5% player and maybe a top. Let's do this. Top 10%, top 5%, maybe. Maybe that's a better. Let's just get those back. There we go. So a top 5% player probably could have, as I said, probably could have done 4-4-1-2-1-2-1, costing 155 gold. And I think that's probably worthwhile because you would have got at the very least 25 gold. In fact, I think you get a bit more if it's the first time you're doing it rather than a flashback. So definitely worthwhile doing there. Maybe not so much if you think you're going to do it as this. Um, and maybe you're good enough to do that. I definitely am not, as that would effectively cost you no gold apart from potentially skipping 6.3, which I actually don't think. I'm surprised they had. Oh, so the reason why they had to skip that was because it was the effectively almost like a speed snap. Getting to, I think it was 212 miles per hour on the straight, and they just didn't have enough um, engine or drivetrain upgrade, which I guess kind of makes sense why this is probably the preferred option. Um, I think for a lot of people that watch, if they've got into Group C with a fully upgraded car, it might take a bit of effort, but I think I could have got that specification if I was trying to win this car today. If I was running this car today, I probably would not want to do the 397 gold because it's just too expensive in terms of what series it opens up, which is potentially one if you don't own any of the other cars, but there's another three cars in that same series. Okay, so there we go. So that's that. Let me just go back to the game normally. Because I want to go through now what we've got coming up because there's a lot coming up. So I'm just going to. Oh, hello. That didn't work. Why didn't that work? Window, game, share. Oh, hello. Just give me a second while I sort this out. Okay, let me try that again because that didn't work for some strange reason. There we go. That's better. All right. Okay, so I'll just turn the sound down. So, okay, so there we go. So that's the event completed. Let me first off just go to the season 4 round 3 because if I look now at my rewards, let's have a look. Oh, let me just collect that 50,000. There we go. So I'm on 39,250. If I get to 40,200, I'll win the grand prize of 75 gold. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to do that tomorrow because I haven't yet raced in the Bugatti Bolide. Is it Bolide or Bolide? I don't know. Anyway, in the time trial competition that's running for the next 2 weeks. So that'll earn me 75 gold tomorrow. Now, another thing probably to note is um, we are now 18 days away from the next release, which I think comes out on Monday, the 13th of January. So I've sort of switched my mode from being aggressive, applying upgrades when certain cars have them that I've got the discounts on. I'm now again in a gold harvesting mode because I want to get my gold up to 1,200 gold before the next release because as per usual my expectation is the first car that is released is a supercar and it will be expensive. So I need to have sufficient amount of gold. But that doesn't mean there isn't a great deal of racing because um, I've got this time trial to do. But also, what I said I would do off screen, if I go to Road Collection and into the exclusive series, I did fully upgrade the BMW M3 E30. and I've still got the Porsche 963 LMDH and the Bugatti Veyron 16.4 to complete. So tomorrow's stream, which will be some point in the afternoon, I'm going to say it's going to be between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. Exactly when, I'm not entirely sure, but it will be tomorrow afternoon, late on afternoon UK time, between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. We're going to be doing those 4 series as well as the time trial. Now, something to note as well, in terms of my gold, I'm on 211 gold. My intention is to carry on at 70 a day. So if you take this back to effectively Christmas Day was my first day of getting an average of 70 gold a day. Not sure I'm going to achieve it. If technically I only need to do 60 gold a day, but I aim at just a little bit higher to make sure I'm on target. So if I get to 70 gold a day, that'll be 1,000. That'll be 1,400 gold. So that's my target. So tomorrow's stream, just to repeat, it'll be back to the multiple series, and effectively there are 3 exclusive series and a time trial. Okay, so there we go. That's the end of the stream. I did achieve the event. It was hard, specifically stage 7. Obviously, I've given you guys some information in regards to the cost of the upgrades, both in terms of gold and R dollars, and depending on where you sit in terms of your capability, there's a relationship there in terms of overall gold to spend and overall R dollars. Okay, so there we go. So that's pretty much the end of the stream. As I said, there will be another stream tomorrow. It will be, as I said, between 4 and 6 p.m. I'm not entirely sure of the time. So yeah, just keep an eye out for it. Thank you to everyone that's watched today. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a bit of a long one. This event having 7 stages didn't surprise me. I did expect it to be at least 2.5 hours, as it turned out, because it was a Le Mans, and Le Mans is the longest circuit in this game. It ended up being close to 3.5 hours. But nevertheless, all it remains for me to say is just to wish everyone, whatever is left of your day, a very good one. As I said, thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting in the chat. I hope to see you tomorrow. But until then, thank you and goodbye.